He's big. All right, friends, we're heading out to our patch again, but we're doing something different here. Oh, good, that one's got a gasket on it. Beautiful. Okay, so here's what we're doing. This is interesting. This will be very interesting, actually. That has to change directions quite quickly, more quickly than this one. Look at this, friends. Here's the difference right now. We're going to a smaller pipe on this 86er. There's one pipe that we've been running. It's crazy, but we're going to change pipes right now. And it is different. Trust me, it's different. Like you hit a wall in there because you got to turn quicker. See? So these are the only ways. That's why a quick 2 bolts is the way to go on these muffler builds that you're trying at home. And it's in and out like a fiddler's elbow, and you're rocking.
Mark at Super Cool Saws, brother. Thank you. And your work is looking really good. And just thank you, buddy. Shout out to Super Cool Saws.
You're rocking. Get that guy in there. I think we'll find out right now. We'll fire it before we go, because it may change tuning and everything. Well, it will change tuning and everything. We know this to be true. So let's fire this saw up, actually, because I'm giving it a run again today. I just changed the power steering system on my Ford there, my crew cab. Okay, let's give this a shot. Let's see how this goes. There's going to be more back pressure, I do know that. Let's see what happens. I don't much feel like pulling on this 5,000 times, so I just don't. Mind you, this might be an opportunity to find out where this saw's at. Let's do it. Let's not prime it. Let's pull the choke. Let's turn it on. Let's go like this a couple times. Just to create some draw.
This is the difficult part about building content. This is extremely important information. And I know I'm interjecting, but I don't care. I'm doing this because there's people out there that follow me for certain things. Listen, we have 2 options right now to shut this saw down from running on. We go one train thought, we go to the idle screw and we back the idle off. Well, did you notice how that saw was hard to start? It was hard to start. So I'm going to slow the idle down by opening up the low jet and feed it more fuel. That's what I'm going to do. That last adjustment was high jet.
And look at, right? Nothing. But she's going to cut. Oh, it's going to cut. Sister C.
Friends, as you can see by my, I've just been at it for so long. It's just day 2. Actually, I shouldn't even say day 2 because I was up there a couple hours the other day, just starting, assessing. You saw the last video, opening up the log, making a plan for this behemoth of it. It's 5 foot. It's 5 foot on the stump, just under. Bark to bark, she's 5 foot. White to white, she's probably 4'7", 4'8". Sapwood to sapwood. So in the cookhouse, she'd be 5.5. You guarantee she would be. 6 in the cookhouse. Anyway, I had the 125 out yesterday. Friends, when somebody asks me, hey, Buckin, what's your favorite power saw? Well, it's the 125. The McCulloch 125. It is the biggest, baddest, big timber cutting saw there ever was and ever will be. It doesn't matter the size of wood. It doesn't matter the size of the bar. It actually prefers a longer bar. It's 123 cc's of love. Anyway, I'm sick. I have a sickness for these things. I always have. He did a phenomenal job, the guy who felled the tree. He did a great job, and I know why he didn't finish the buck. Because he would have rocked his saw. And that just doesn't make sense. That's why I go through all these things you see me doing. So today we cut a notch. I'm just going to get right into the video, but I want folks to know that this is a big job. I'm engulfed in it. I don't know if I'm going back today. I had a couple other little jobs I wanted to go look at, which is a good thing. I'm just so happy to be able to get in it and bring it to you. Bring this fun to you. Thank you for being here. I hope and pray that you let someone in front of you yesterday or today. Maybe today's the day that you're driving in traffic and you allow that guy who's waiting at the side street to get in or just trying to merge, you know. Maybe today's the day where you sit back and you let life do this and just leave space in front of you for life to happen instead of being freaked out and have tunnel vision and be concerned about people getting ahead of you in life. Help them get ahead of you. Trust me. Help them get ahead of you. Let them in. Let them in. It's a whole new world when you let life happen. Enjoy the video.
Day 2. So our first chunk was about, oh, I don't know, 12 foot. And it's done by sections. We are impounded into the ground, friends. Like we're in the ground. Look at that. Look at the freaking ditch it made. You could sleep in there. Like I pounded it. So there's a fence line. He done good. He come right to the property line. He did a good job. Very good job. Yeah, so the next piece, I got to figure out how I'm going to actually get under it. I may just get under it here. I may get under it here. I'm not sure. Or I may utilize that right there and cut a little notch in it and then roll it out with the 4x4 again. Right? We'll figure it out. But I'm just going to continue to buck here. Perfect. So we got to go over here and make some room. I'm going to run Scotty's saw with a smaller pipe. It's cold today, friends. It's snotty and rainy. A couple more bucks with this saw, friends. And then we're moving on. I'm gonna try and roll this in one great big piece. You're not gonna believe what I found on the other side here. It's a little nub. I might get lucky. I don't know. I mean, I might get lucky, but I got a bucket regardless, 3/4 of the way through. I just cleared my brush up on the high side here. Let's see how we do. I don't think I'll need a choke, but friends, the easiest way for me to explain something very quickly as I'm in the cut is just stop and just tell you. And I know some of you don't like the interjections. Well, you're going to have to deal with it. There's worse things in life. Friends, I don't blow up power saws. I don't. I see guys, they pin the throttle and they don't let go of the trigger until they're at the bottom of the log. And I mean, friends, it's just not how it's done. I'm just going to tell you, that's not how it's done. Especially in a big, nasty cut. And if you've got a dull saw at all and you think, oh, well, it's dull, I'll just keep going. You're cooking your saw slowly but surely and busting up your body like you wouldn't believe it. If you're not sharp, stop. Listen. So I ramble on a little bit. I think you guys can hear me, but you can't. That's why I'm interjecting. Watch as I get into these massive knots. I've talked about this before. When you hit a knot and you feel your saw kind of fight, back off the throttle. Give it half throttle. Feel it. Listen to the saw. Feel the vibrations. Slow down through the knots. Take it easy. Let your saw breathe. Even an on-off. It's not a race to the bottom. It's not a race to the bottom. Slow down.
it's not uncommon for a saw. So my gestures here are like, wow, this saw is acting nice, coming out of big cuts. But if I was just to hold the trigger and get that thing hot, it will literally gurgle. It will burn gas. It'll boil gas. Everything changes. This saw is lovely. This saw is working very nice, Scotty. Friends, if you're someone that has been here for a long time and you know my history and you know what I've been dealing with this last year, what we've all been dealing with this last year, I have a lump in my throat right now. I just really want to extend a warm, patient, tolerant, loving thank you for your support on this channel. I mean this very sincerely right now. This is for me. It's not for you. What I'm doing here, I'm just filming it. This is for me. I would not, if you weren't watching, I'd be doing the same thing. So just thank you for being here. We got a lot to do this year, friends. And it all is contingent upon my physical being. It's been a long year, friends. A very long year. And patience is something that has been beaten into me. I love you all very much. Let's lift one another up.
Don't forget your suspender button package there.
Friends, there's a lot of thought process that's going into getting this big tree bucked and processed into firewood. Like I've done so many, and it's stay out of the dirt at all costs. That's the plan. This thing has dug a ditch into the ground about 1.5 feet deep, all the way from the halfway where it smashed the ground, right? The buttress is not that bad, but this is horrible. It's sunk into the ground for a good 50 feet. So I need to now roll the tree. So I'm going to notch this and it's big. This is a big log. And it's all bucked. 3/4 of the way through, all the way for about, I don't know, I didn't measure, maybe 20 feet. But this is the process of doing that. We need to roll it now. I'm building a notch. Scott Wilson, this is for you. Your saw has had a fair bit of time on it. I kicked the snot out of it yesterday, and I'm doing it again today, and it's starting to behave. We found a spot. I put another muffler on it, and I like how this muffler acts on the saw a little bit better than I do the other one. Might be keeping a bit of fuel on the cylinder, I'm not sure, but I like the way it's running.
It's time to pull this log, friends. I got one on the bottom, right there, to the truck, double lined, and a double line here, straight to the truck, right there. I bonused out. That's my, you think that's gonna break? It is, isn't it? I don't think it is. I think it's gonna roll this log right out of here. There you go. So I'm trusting the guy that bucked that this is bucked. I don't know. I should get a wedge and maybe hammer it and see if it is, eh, friends? Maybe I should, but look, it's dropped down. So that would tell you, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna open this kerf up. I'm gonna spread it so it runs away easy. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna quickly open that gap up so it runs. Give me a sec and we'll be down the pickup. All right, you guys can see everything. I set it all up with one there on that little nub you guys saw earlier, and I cut a notch in this so I can get this to roll. Hopefully that's not pulling straight out. I think it's more of a pull on the top, so it's gonna roll it out of the ditch, not pull it. You don't wanna pull it. You'd need 5 times the power if you were gonna pull it. Rolling it is a different scenario, but I've got 4 lines on it. A doubled up line there and a doubled up line there. She's down to the pickup. You guys can see the whole gamut. I'm gonna test it. My only worry is that I'm not bucked over there. I didn't do that buck. The buck is, I opened it up a bit, but I'm hoping we're out. I may do another little action, but I'm gonna do a test run to see what the log does. And I'll come back and I'll be able to see it, and so will you guys. Let's go. not bucked. That was my fear. So we got to go buck it. It's not bucked. Look at this, friends. Take a look at this. So, for starters, this is what you're in for. That's how hard this thing hit the ground. There's a lot of water on this hillside. So, I had no choice. And that's why I kind of, well, I felt some wood. And it's right here. I'm not going to go back and forth. I just said enough. Yeah, right there. See? Right there, friends. I could feel it. Right there. Actually, I hit rocks right down in there somewhere. Right there. But she's bucked. So, and there's that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at friends. So, we actually didn't do too bad. Right there's where I hit rock. Right at the very bottom. Little bark there. But she come out like a dream. That is big wood. I don't care who you are and where you're from. Yeah, look, Fred's right there. All right. I got to clean some bark and then get this bucked.